So in this demo, it's time to actually start doing some view switching using our current view model property. Now we just need some way to drive the setting of this property, and we're going to make it so that the end user can command going to the customer list or to the order preparation view. But to get to the order view, we're going to need some context. We're going to need to know what customer that order is being placed for. So that one's going to be driven a little bit different way. So we need to set up some top-level navigation to these two view models. And that logic for that switching should belong inside of this view model. So we're going to drop in here and declare a method called onNavigate that takes a string destination, and then we'll set up a simple switch case to set the current view model property to the appropriate child view model when a certain identifier comes in. Now we need some way to call that when the user interacts in the view. And we know from previous modules that a good way to set that up is with commands. So let's declare a command that we can invoke this method with. And now we just need to construct that. So I'll add a constructor to the class and set that command pointing to the onNav method. Now we just need to be able to trigger that command from our view. So we'll keep it simple and use some buttons. So let me drop back over here to our main window, and we'll go down here to the grid that is the main content area. And we're going to make this slightly more complex by adding 2 rows to it and adding some buttons to the top row. So here you can see I've added 2 rows. The top one's going to auto size to its content. The bottom one is going to fill the rest of the content area. In that main content area, or the second row of the grid, we have our content control as before. And what we placed above it is another grid that contains 2 buttons, one on the left, one on the right, one for navigating to customers, and one for navigating to orders. And you can see we're just pointing those at the nav command property exposed by our view model, and using the command parameter to pass in the string to drive which navigation should take place. With all that in place, I should be able to go ahead and run. And we see our 2 buttons up there. When we click on customers, we get the customer list view. When we click on order prep, we get the order prep view. So we are getting top-level navigation driven by the users, triggering commands into the view model, and the view model encapsulates the navigation logic. And we're leveraging implicit data templates to marry up the views and view models simply by setting a child view model property. Now to start making this more real, we're going to flesh out the customer list view, because the only way we can get to the order view is if we know what customer to create an order for. So we'll see how to do that next.